ジミー桜井です。シュアリボリューム4は、僕と同じようにゼッペリンを愛してやまないデレック・スミスを、紹介したいと思います。今日はこれからハウス・オブ・ブルース・アナハイムのショーです。興奮してます。それじゃある日何の気なしに YouTube でネットサーフィンしてたらすごい面白いものを見つけてしまったんですね。それはなんとジョン・ボーナムのドラムセットを各年代ごとに全部揃えてるやつがそのセットを一つずつ解説したりとかですね、あとは、多分自分家のガレージだと思うんですけども取りつかれたような感じでゼッペリンのナンバーを叩いてるんですね。そういうチャンネルだったんです。最初はこんなやついるんだなぁなんて思って見てたんですけど、それがただただその演奏してるっていうだけではなくて1曲ずつものすごく正確に、しかもそのサウンドとあとは一番大事なそのフィーリング、それをうまく表現できてるっていうですね、そのプレーの細かさ、それからそっくりな音を出せたんで、アメリカにもこんなプレイヤーがいるんだってずっと見入っちゃってたんですけど、それがデレック・スミスとの最初の出会いでした。 YouTube のチャンネルから Facebook を見つけることができて、彼の Facebook へ、飛んだんですね。いいねっていうところにクリックをしたら彼から、もう本当何分もしないうちにすぐ返事が返ってきて、なんと僕のことはもう前からずっと知ってたっていうんですね。ミスター・ジミーもよく知ってるっていうことで、ものすごい僕も気風を感じたんですけれども、レッド・ゼッペリンファンだったらそういうところでつながってても不思議ではないのかなっていうのもありますけどね。彼とやり取りをしていくうちに今はなんとドアーズのトリビュートバンドやってるっていうことで、普段はグラフィックデザイナーの仕事をしていたり、彼のお父さんと一緒にハイスクールの、野球のチームですね、そのコーチをやっているっていうこともそこで知りました。最初こいつ一体どこに住んでるやつなんだろうっていうのがあったんですけど、彼はなんとロサンゼルスの在住ということで、本当僕にとってラッキーだったなと思うんですけど、連絡を取り合ううちに、僕のプレーをですねぜひ生で見たいっていうようなことを彼が言ってくれたんですね。そこでハウス・オブ・ブルースのショーが予定されてたので、そこで彼が初めて会うことになったんです。会った印象としては実に好青年だなというですね、そんな印象を受けました。それでは彼に自己紹介をしてもらいましょう。
Hi, I'm Derek Smith and I am the new drummer in Led Zepp again. And this is how I came to be a part of the band. I just turned 32, and I've been playing drums since I was 12, so 20 years. And I've been doing Bonham thing since 2009. I became interested in Bonham's style and the way he played after watching The Song Remains the Same. And it wasn't that he initially blew me away. Like, I was definitely impressed with a lot of his drumming that I'd heard on the studio albums. But my buddy convinced me to rent The Song Remains the Same and see what the band sounded like live. And honestly, initially I was bored out of my mind. Like, I really wasn't that impressed. I was paying attention to what Bonham was doing, and it was cool, but there was just nothing in particular that I didn't think my, 13 or 14-year-old mind was comprehending everything that was going on. And I was on the verge of sleep and drifting off when Moby Dick came on. And all of a sudden, in the back of my mind, as I was kind of fading away, heard this really amazing playing, and You know, he went through the entire thing, and especially the finale of the song where he's doing the crossover stuff really fast. Like, it just stunned me how powerful he was, but also how technical and how all the small details that he was playing really were. And so I rewound the whole video at that point and started from the beginning, and all of a sudden a lot more of the nuance and a lot more of how amazing he actually is started to register in my head. All these things like that I hadn't focused on before started to click with me. And that he was doing this all with like a single bass drum, or that, you know, again, the nuance that he had with his technique and the way he hit the drums, which was very jazz oriented and demonstrated a lot of controlled technique, mixed with how heavy he hit the drums, was what started to click in and already appealed to the sensibilities that I had started to pick up by listening to bands like Nirvana and Soundgarden and then, you know, Dave Grohl's other band, Foo Fighters. All the drummers I already liked, got a lot of their style from, was Bonham. So it was the mixture of the technicality and the nuance and the control that he had with the power and the ferocity that he could like really attack those drums. And then it helped that he played the coolest looking drum set of a Vista-like kit. That I heard that Jimmy Sakurai was going to be joining Led Zeppelin again full time. And so I was really excited because, having known about Jimmy for a long, long time, I wanted to find a really good Zeppelin band. I was going through YouTube at the time and came across any number of bands that just did not impress me all that much. And then all of a sudden up popped these like different clips for MR.JIMMY. And I was just like blown away. I mean, not only by Jimmy, but like the other guys he had playing the band. Like, they had the material down so well. Again, it was the instruments. It was the actual notes that they were playing were all spot on. The costumes were all spot on. Everything about it was perfect. And that's what you want to see. If you're going to tackle a band like Led Zeppelin, that's what it has to be. Like, there's no, I mean, if you're going to do anything, it's worth doing right. And so it was cool to finally see somebody doing it right. And so I always figured if he ever came to the United States that I'd have to see him. Or if I ever went to Japan, I'd have to find like a show that he was playing and go check him out. I started doing the YouTube videos on the Bonzo's Montreux page because I wanted some semblance of control over my like destiny. But it was something that like I could do for myself that was kind of therapeutic and a fun hobby. So I had all these drum kits that I had collected. They're such nice drum kits that I wanted to put them up because I know the other people out there like me that just wanted to see what they sounded like. And so I started putting them together because of that, to sort of be therapy for me and to share them with people that were interested. And so I started trying to take it a little more seriously and like really focus on the songs and try and get them like note for note. And they're just, Zeppelin are huge shoes to fill. And me being a drummer, like I know probably any number of drummers that watch me play are like, he doesn't do this right and he doesn't do this right. Like, everybody's very critical, and I'm no different than that. Like, everybody has to carry their weight in the Zeppelin band, and the vocals in particular are very difficult to replicate. And then Jimmy Page is very difficult to replicate. For me, I think, you know, Bonham is, it's not that he's difficult to replicate, but there's certain things you have to do. And all these people were putting so much of their own personality into it and not focusing on how great what he actually was doing was. They were always like, it's like, and that's the problem with a lot of music, like you think you can make it better by putting your own spin on it. And sometimes that's true, but oftentimes you start to lose the essence of the Bonzo's Montreux page. The community was very supportive, and I started to get a bigger following on YouTube. And so I decided to put a page up on Facebook as well. I don't know if Jimmy found me there or if he found me on YouTube, but I saw that he had become a fan on the Bonzo's Montreux page. And so I flipped out. It's like, oh my God, Jimmy Sakurai is a fan of the page. Like, this is nuts. Wow. And so I started typing out a message saying, hey, I've been a huge fan for a long time. Like, I know you're with Led Zepp again. Like, I'm playing a Doors band, blah, blah, blah. And it would be awesome to meet you. I mean, if we ever got a chance to jam, that would be cool. But I was about to hit send on it when up popped this message from Jimmy, who had just been sending me a message as well about how he appreciated the videos and that he really liked them and that we should get together and jam on Zeppelin sometime. And so it was just like, yes. And so I sent my message after reading his, and I mean, it was literally within like a minute of receiving his that it all went down. So we had a little conversation, and he ended up inviting me to one of the Led Zeppelin shows when they're playing the House of Blue Sunset. And that was the first time I got to see Jimmy Sakurai play in person, and really I'd seen Zeppelin before, but never with Jimmy, and never in like a venue quite that nice. So it was really, really cool to get to see the band on fire and playing in a really nice venue. And yeah, so I finally got a chance to meet Jimmy after the show and the rest of the guys, and they were all very nice and very accommodating. And so it just kind of blossomed from there to where, as they started looking around for the live recordings, which is something I was really familiar with, that maybe we'd be a good fit, and whether that was as a sub or as a regular drummer, ultimately it evolved into being the regular drummer for them. But it all came out of that YouTube channel and the Facebook page. Yeah, I never in a million years thought that I would get a chance to meet him. I definitely wanted to see him perform, but yeah, so now it's led me to actually be able to not only see Jimmy Sakurai play, but be in a band with him, and it's been a very, very cool opportunity as a result. So.
とにかくレッド・ゼッペリンというバンドがライブバンドであって、ライブでこのアメリカ全土を情熱の嵐に巻き込んで、それが世界に波及して、2015年今に至ってるわけですけど、その根底にはやはりライブバンドであったってことが一番だと思うんですね。なのでライブがやれるという、ライブを本当の意味のライブを見せられるという、そういうバンドを僕は常に目指してきたわけですけども、その僕のギタースタイルにとっては彼のようなドラムスタイルを持ったドラマーというのが最も理想的なわけです。とにかくドラマーとギタリストは常にコンタクトを取らなければいけないし、ドラマーは常にギタリストに合わせたドラムというものを聴かせなければいけないと思うんです。これがレッド・ゼッペリンの最大の魅力だったと僕は思っているし、ジミー・ペイジの才能を引き出した最重要要素だと僕は思っています。そんな意味でも、本当このデレック・スミスという男と一緒にレッド・ゼッペリンの活動ができるようになったっていうことは、すごく嬉しいことだし、本当にこれから僕のミュージックライフのキャパシティがもっと広がっていくのかなという、そんな思いと期待があります。本当に楽しみです。シュハリボリューム5では9月に行った日本公演に合わせてリリースされたレッド・ゼッパゲンの The Sound Remains the Same Volume 1, 2という2枚のアルバムのレコーディングの風景をご紹介したいと思います。お楽しみに。That's right. All right, cool. That's in there. Yeah.